Hello, my name is Kelly Wacher and I am your coach for today, going through to welcome you to your engagement party. Now, when we think about engagement and when we look at the relationship that we have to engage in, we need to first ask ourselves a few things. Do you care about me? Do we have the same goals? Are we good at talking to one another? Will our relationship work out? Last the distance? Do I feel that I am at my best when I'm with you? Is there a mutual trust and respect between us? Will we grow together to reach our goals? Will you be my best friend? And one of the big ones, will you listen to me when I'm talking to you? I just want to spend the next 10 minutes or so talking to you about what this engagement business is and why we want you to get involved. As we move closer to our engagement party, we will be using a tool known as the Gallup Q12 Engagement Tool. This is designed to help you. Engagement does not have to be complex or complicated. It's simply about being aware of your employees' needs and being able to manage or lead with these in mind. By making only small changes in engagement, you can help your people be more efficient, effective, and committed to their work. Now, engagement is not just about satisfaction. The difference is that people may be satisfied at work, but still not completely engaged. When we look at satisfaction, we can ask ourselves, are they productive? Maybe, maybe not. If they are engaged, they are working with passion. If they are satisfied, they're going to put their time into their work, but they may not necessarily put the energy into the work that's required. On the flip side of that, if they're completely engaged, they're going to perform at consistently high levels, wanting to reach their goals. Sometimes in satisfaction, employees might take a wait-and-see approach towards their job, whereas with engagement, they drive innovation and move their organisation forward, working together. What about it? What about engagement? Gallup research tells us that up to 87% of people who are employed globally are not engaged at work. We have a global engagement crisis. It's interesting to note that only 19% of employees in leadership positions are engaged in their job. This is most troubling in our business because the research consistently finds that leaders actually play the most significant role in influencing engagement amongst the team members who report to them. In fact, managers can account for at least 70% of the factors that affect employee engagement. So let's take a look at the engagement market a little bit closer to home. Gallup has done research specific to the Australian market based on people who are employed at an organisation. They tell us 24% of the Australian market is engaged. But what does that mean? These are employees that are involved, they're enthusiastic and committed to their work, and ones that contribute to their organisation in a positive manner. These are the employees that believe that they have a chance to contribute to the company, to experience a sense of belonging, being part of something bigger than themselves, and enjoying the opportunities that come along for them to learn and grow. Now, this is what the research tells us, but what is the result of having engaged employees? When we look at the statistics, these employees exert additional effort on the job. They are more enthusiastic and committed to their work and their contribution. They typically will go above and beyond their role. On the flip side of this, when we look at the research, it tells us that a massive 60% of people that are employed by companies are not engaged. Now, what does that mean? What is not engaged? These employees, they might be productive, but they're not psychologically connected to the company. They're more likely to miss out work days or to leave the organisation. The behaviours that you will see in these people that are not engaged is, firstly, they're very difficult to spot because they're doing their job as such, but they work without passion, commitment and energy. These are the types of individuals that will get stuck in neutral. They go through the motions of the role, but don't push anything further than that. These individuals are not overly concerned about customers' productivity and profitability, but more about I'm there, I'm getting paid to do my job, and just sort of flying under the radar, if you like. These people would leave an organisation as soon as a better opportunity came along for them. What we really need to look out for is the 16% of people that are employed by organisations that are actively disengaged. When I say actively disengaged, what I mean is that these people, they come to work, but they are not psychologically there at all. They are unhappy with their work situation, and they insist on sharing this unhappiness with the people around them. The research shows us that when people are actively disengaged, then they're consistently negative. They seem to be against everything and everyone, resisting change continually, resisting any ideas. They spend a lot of time monopolising your time. These people want attention from their managers and their leaders so that they can be seen in an organisation, though not in a very positive or supportive way. These individuals take hostages in an organisation. They spiral people into their world of gossip and mayhem. They actually are what we like to term corporate terrorists. They account for more quality defects, company theft and absenteeism than anyone else. They quit at a higher rate than everybody else, and they generally are miserable at work. They will do what they can to sabotage the workplace. So what do we need to get it right? Australian organisations need strong and authentic leadership to build their workforce's current engagement levels. Firstly, leaders must know their own strengths and how to support and empower others so that their employees in turn can be at work every day with a motivated mindset. There are 3 parts to this process that we're going to go through. Firstly, it's understanding engagement. Then the next step from here will be measuring the engagement. And finally, and most importantly, is taking action. It's creating more engagement in our workplace. One thing we can all agree on is life is busy. It's an intertwining of weekdays and weekends and everything else in between that keeps us on this catch-up trail of momentum and making sure that we're getting everything done. In business, you might wear many hats. You may have the expert hat. You may have the manager of functions hat or the leader of people hat and leaders of business innovation hat. All the time, you're having to manage and lead yourself, others, and change, building and creating a workplace that supports the mission of your organisation as well as your financial goals, your customer expectations, technology and innovation. What has not changed in all this scenario is the expectation that you work in or lead teams to higher levels of performance. And taking individuals through this engagement process and understanding where the gaps are will lead you to be successful. In business, you may wear many hats. You may be the expert, the manager of function, the leader of people, and the leaders of business and innovation. All the time managing and leading yourself, others, and change to build and create a workplace that supports the mission and vision of your organisation, as well as meeting financial goals, customer expectations, technology and innovation growth. What has not changed in all of this is the expectation that you work in or lead teams to higher levels of performance. Understanding engagement and ensuring that this is living in your organisation will lead you to meet these higher levels of performance. So, our mission, should you choose to accept it, is to help create an engaged workplace. One where people come to work knowing what's expected of them, feeling completely connected to those people that they work with, and working in an environment where they want to be. As a pioneer in the employment engagement movement, Gallup has consistently found powerful links between employees who are engaged in their jobs and the achievement of crucial business outcomes. When employees are not engaged, they are indifferent towards their jobs, or worse, they have an outright dislike for their work. their manager or leader and the organisation, and they will destroy and sabotage the business wherever they can. On the other side of this, we have a highly engaged workforce. This means the difference between a company that strives and one that struggles. When employees are engaged, they are passionate and creative and entrepreneurial, and their enthusiasm fuels the growth of the organisation. These employees are emotionally connected to the mission and the purpose of their work. These employees are engaged. I'd just like to take a few minutes now to walk you through the 12 engagement elements that we'll be working with in the engagement tool. Firstly, number 1, focus on me. We need to know what's expected of us at work so that we can commit, deliver, and focus on what's important. This is more than just a role description. It's a complete understanding of what I do in my role and how it interacts with others in the organisation, because we don't work in silos. And this leads us through question 1. I know what is expected of me at work. Secondly, the element is free me from unnecessary stress. And this talks about resources. You have to do the work right. Getting people the resources they need to do the job when the business case is strong is important to maximise efficiency. It also demonstrates that their work is valued and that they are supported. Element 3, know me. At work, I have the opportunity to do what I do best every day. Element 3, know me. At work, I have the opportunity to do what I do best every day. The most powerful benefit a leader can give is a place where people can go into roles where they can first apply their natural strengths or talents as well as their knowledge and skills every day. I'm reminded of the Pareto principle or the 80-20 rule when I look at element 3, because you're never really going to get something where 100% of your day is using your complete strengths. In any role, there may be parts that you don't enjoy, parts that take a little bit more energy for you or that you find a little bit mundane. But if really we're working at 80% of the time with our strengths, then we're going to have a great level of engagement. Element 4, help me see my value. This really is a discussion or a question around recognition. We all want to know that our best efforts are acknowledged and valued. What we need to understand about recognition is that it is ridiculously low cost and it is incredibly powerful. The time to provide recognition is one of the greatest lost opportunities in the business world today. How are you using it? Element 5, care about me. This really is about knowing that we have someone at work who takes some personal interest in us. We need to know that we are more than just a number on a payroll sheet. Element 6, help me grow. 2 of the 6 core needs and the 2 that are directly related to happiness and your ability to flourish are growth and contribution. This is about, is there someone in my department who encourages my development, or someone in the organisation who encourages my development? Everybody needs help navigating their career. We want to know that there is someone looking out for us and encouraging us to grow and develop, challenging us to push beyond the limitations of our own thinking. Element 7, hear me. At work, and I'm sure at home, people would like their opinions to count. This is about wanting to feel valued in the workplace. We want to know that our input is important and that we are making a significant contribution and difference to our working environment. It's as simple as that. Am I being heard? Element 8, help me see my importance. This is directly related to the mission and the purpose of the organisation. We want to believe in what our employers do, so that when we feel that our job is an important part of that success, we will do more. Element 9, help me feel proud. This is not only about you, but it's about your employees or your fellow associates at work and how committed they are to doing quality work, because you are working in collaboration together. We want to know that our colleagues are committed to doing quality work, have honest and open communication and an understanding of each other's work, and respect for each other's efforts and results. When this is missing, you will see the communication problems arising throughout the teams or the organisation. Element 10 is about helping me build mutual trust. The question related to this is, do I have a best friend at work? Now, we're not talking about the same best friends that you might have from your school days or your social best friend. This is really about people at work rather work to build bridges than walls around themselves. And in our society today, friendship is the gateway to building mutual trust at work. Element 11, help me review my contributions. This is directly related to, has someone at work talked to me about my progress in the last 6 months? We want to understand, how are we doing at work? How is our work perceived by others? And where are we headed in the organisation? Finally, element 12 is challenge me. This is, again, directly related to my opportunities to work and learn and grow. We need to learn and grow as it's a natural human instinct. Where there is growth, there is innovation. Element 12, challenge me. Really, this is talking about how many opportunities I have had to work, learn and grow within the organisation. We need to learn and grow as it's a natural human instinct. Where there is growth, there is innovation. So you can see, looking at these elements of the engagement tool, that it's going to be all about me, or in this case, all about you. Now, all that's left is to take action. Now that we have some further insight and understanding, you're going to receive an email that gives you all of the instructions you'll need, and I'll ask you to complete the survey by the 20th of March. The information is anonymous and will be grouped and measured against a selection of organisation benchmarks and then shared with you as a group. Thanks for engaging. I look forward to sharing the results with you. Bye for now.